Hey guys, and welcome back. Today the Falcon is getting a bit of a service, and we're going to change all the oils and just go over the car and make sure it's all 100% good to go. And yeah, you're going to come along for the ride. Alright, so first point of call, install the new fog light. So at the moment I'm just taking the front bar off. For those that don't know how to take a front bar off, obviously a little bit different depending on the series of Falcon, but basically on the FGX it's just got this plastic cover, and you just got to undo all these plastic clips, and then it comes off from this area here, and then you've got a few 10mm bolts that go into all these holes here. You just undo them, and these tabs here, you just got to pull back on the front bar and they'll slide out of there, and then you'll have the front bar off. There's also a few bolts that you got to undo at the back here. You just got to take them little clips off there, and then you sort of just got to pry back the inside of the guard here, and there's a bolt just behind here which I'll show you very shortly. Also, while we're here, I thought I'd let you know that my new front tyres rocked up. So these are a Kumo Extra, I think that's how you say that, ECSTA, S Extra, that's what I reckon anyway. Now they're a 245 3519, obviously, to make sure that we clear the thingy bizzo up there, the control arm. These are a silicon compound, aggressive sort of, yeah, sort of like track street sort of tyre. Like I said, they're a silica compound, and they feel really soft too. So when I picked them up, well, they were dropped off at my front door, but the sun was on them, and when they were really hot they were really sticky, so like really soft and sticky. So I reckon they'll be really good for yeah, all that cornering and whatnot. So if you're looking for some new front tyres, these might be a good option for you. I'll keep you posted on how they go. Righto, so with these ones you literally just get a flat tip screwdriver. You just sort of got to pry the middle bit out, and then you just give it a pull, and then it comes out. It's one of these fastening clip thingy in the bizzos that are a pain in the ass and that you always lose everywhere. Obviously you just got to be careful not to be rubbing on your paint there. It's a little bit hard to knot because of how they're designed and where they're located, but anyway, once you get them three out, if you still have three in there, I know on this side I've got three, on the other side I think I've got one or two or something, I don't know. Also missing this, but in saying that, all the cold air that goes through there will also go onto the brakes, so it's sort of like a win-win. Cool down your brakes, and then you literally just pry that open, and then up here, I'll grab you. You might be able to see in there, might not. There we go. Pretty sure it's a 10mm bolt just there. You just gotta undo that one, and I think there's one more up the top as well. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure there is. And then that's the only two bolts you gotta undo to take off the front bar. So having one of these is pretty handy, because you literally just stick it on there and out it comes. Don't have to fiddle around with a ratchet or anything, but obviously there's places it can't go, so yeah, but it's handy for bolts that you can easily get to. Now don't forget where you put all your shit. Now that was all that was holding in that side. I must have lost the bolts that hold it in, but basically all you do then is just pop this side out, and you'll see that it comes off the front, and then you go around to the other side and just give it a bit of a pop and it pries off. Mine's pretty easy because I've done it so many times. And then once you've got to that stage, you can get under the car and you can take the splash tray off, just undo a couple of bolts, and it'll come off. And these bolts on the splash tray, they're not a 10mm, they're a, what are they? Hang on, they're actually 7mm. Right, once you've taken your 7mm bolts out of the splash tray, in my case I only had 4. I think I might have lost a few along the way. Anyway, it makes it easy when you're taking it off. You literally just gotta just be gentle and just forcefully slide that out. Same on the other side, and then boom, front bar's off. Obviously you've got a heap of wires and whatever. Just be careful with them, and then yeah, you just got to pull them out and away you go. Righto, so taking care to remove all your wires and whatnot. The front bar comes off easy as that. Now on the FGX, I don't know if it's on any other models, maybe the Mark II, it's got this thin little wire here. Now you got to be really careful with this one because this is the wire that if you have an accident and it senses that, it'll immediately dial 000. So yeah, just be careful when you take this side off because it lives on them little clip bits there and they literally just slide in like that. So yeah, just be careful with that one. You'll obviously have these foam thingies which just go over the metal to protect the front bar, so just get rid of them, as in put them to the side, don't put them in the bin because you will need them. Obviously be gentle with it because, you know, it's the front of your car. If it looks like shit because you've scratched it up, well, it's your fault. So as you can see, this one's all smashed up. I don't know how, possibly a rock or something. Never heard anything, but then again. And here's a new one with its protective plastic film over it. And then yeah, it's literally just a straight swap over. If we compare the back, double check. Yep, looks pretty much the same. So we're good to go, although I will swap the globes over because as you can see on here, that's an Osram globe, so it'll probably be better than whatever generic piece of shit that's in that one. Osram are a pretty good globe brand, so, and it's still working. So yeah, we'll swap that over and she'll be sweet. Alright, so that's fitted up now. Take that globe out, swap it over. But yeah, I don't know what that bag was for. Fit it in there like a glove, like it should. Now we can have a bit of a play around and see if my new intercooler is going to fit up. See if we can find a spot for the transcooler. And then we'll get into the service. I'm basically just doing all this stuff now, so the engine has a bit of a chance to cool down, so I'm getting burnt by hot oil. Might have to take them horns off and bend them back to give a bit more room. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Whilst the car is like this, I'm going to jack it up, take the wheels off, check out brakes. They've been a bit squeaky on light braking recently, which is something they haven't done, although they are a really aggressive pad. I just want to check on them and make sure that they haven't worn out already. They shouldn't have, but yeah, I'll have a look and see what I can see. It's probably just what they do when they start to wear down a little bit, get a bit more noisy, which I don't really care. It's just hasn't done it, so I thought I'd check, make sure everything's all good. And then see if I can get to the sump plug and the filter alright when it's here. And if it is, well then I'll change the oil here. If not, I'll have to go out onto the road. and yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright, so we got the car up in the air, just having a bit of a look around. Can't really see anything wrong, anything that would suggest it would need to be replaced or anything. So yeah, it looks pretty good. No dramas at all. Brakes have still got plenty of meat left on them. If you can get in there. Bit hard to see, but there's plenty of pad left. So yeah, bit of a pain in the ass to jack up an FGX because they've got these stupid black plastic things that sort of, I don't know, they're sort of like a splash tray that I guess protect the underside of the car from dirt and mud and shit, but they just collect all the rocks and mud anyway, so I don't know what the point of really having them on there is. It'd take a little bit of scrape, I guess, if you're going over shit, but yeah, pain in the backside, let me tell you. Alright, so we're just draining the oil now. Got the sump plug off, which is a 15mm. Alright, so it's finally stopped. It's just dripping now. Clean up the excess oil. I'll show you one of the annoying things is that because the sump plug is right there, it likes to send the oil all over the cross member, and you've got to wipe it down because no one needs oil in places it doesn't need to be. Alright, so like I thought, the oil filter was done up really tight, so I had to get the shitty filter wrench, and eventually got it off. Now I like to use these Ryco synthetic oil filters. They're a bit more expensive, but I don't know, they claim to do a lot more stuff than what others do. They're not as expensive as a K&N filter, although they're sort of in the same sort of price range. So yeah, I don't know, I haven't any dramas with them. They seem to be good. They're meant to last a little bit longer, 15,000 Ks it says on the box, although there's no way I'd leave the engine oil in there for 15,000 Ks. So we'll get that out and we'll start moving on. Alright, so there's the inside of it. Just an oil filter. Now it's important when you reinstall your brand new filter, make sure that you get your new engine oil and you just dip your finger in, get some new engine oil and then rub it on the seal. Alright, we got everything out of the car, cleaned up all the oil, which is important, especially when you got your oil filter leaking oil everywhere, so make sure you clean up everything. Otherwise, well, you'll have oil all down your car. Got the front wheels back on. Now we just got to put on them stupid plastic trays. Luckily I've got the little whizzer wherever that's gone, which makes this a lot easier. Just hold the trigger down and it'll stop once it gets torqued up nice and tight. But yeah, these things are so stupid. Don't know why they got to be under there. I don't know, maybe it's better for aerodynamics or something, or I don't know, it can't just be solely protecting the underside of the car because, geez, the FGs before this didn't have them, so yeah, I don't know why they need them now, but anyway, like I've been saying, the FGXs are a completely different car underneath, so whatever Ford was doing with its these trays, they obviously were doing it for a reason, so we'll put them back on, and yeah, we probably won't put as many bolts in this time. We'll probably put the main ones in, and it'll be right. So next time we don't have to stuff around with so many bolts. Alright, we got it all back together now. Wheels are on. Them stupid plastic splash tray thingy my bobbies are in. A bit of a pain in the arse, but anyway, it is how it is. So now we're ready to chuck the oil in. About 6.5, 7 litres or so. Just obviously make sure you check your dipstick, and that'll give you a pretty good indicator of where you're at. And just keep on adding until you're up to the fill line. Alright, we're full of oil now, filters changed, happy days. While the front bar's off, I'm going to give these lights a bit of a, see if I can repair them. They've just got a bit of like a weird sort of clouding happening, so I'll get the tape, mask it up, and then see if I can just restore them a bit. They got a weird bit of a, I don't know, haze going to them, a bit scratched up. So yeah, I'll hit them with the restorer and see if it'll fix it. I just thought, you know, while the front bar's off, might as well. So I'll get stuck into that and see how we go. Right, it's now time to chuck the front bar back on. Exactly the same, except just in reverse, obviously. The only thing to really watch out for is when you're chucking it back on, you've got to make sure that you have the splash tray in the right spot. You can get all the way finished, all your bolts back in, have a look under the car, make sure it's all good, and your splash tray's sitting wrong. So make sure it's sitting right in the bar, and you don't have to go over and redo it all over again. Been there, done that. Personal experience, let me tell you, not fun. So that's the only thing to really watch out for, is just make sure you've got that in the right spot. Other than that, again, just take care with your plugs and whatever. Don't put too much pressure on them. And if you've got the parking sensors in the front, make sure that you plug them plugs in correctly. The car will let you know, obviously, if you've got a fault. It'll come up saying park assist, fault or error or something. So just take it off, see if you need to plug the wires in a bit harder, or if you've done damage or something. You'll soon figure it out. Don't be afraid to be a little bit rough with it. You might have to persuade it a little bit to fit in, especially with the FGX, as they like to get it as close as possible to the guard. So you might have to do a little bit of pushing on it. Don't be afraid, it can take it. Also, how I was talking underneath, you need to make sure that you have this part underneath, and then there's a bit of a recess here, and then it follows around like that, so it sits like that when you put the screws back in, and the same on the other side. Just need to make sure that it's lining up like that, otherwise it'll be flapping around when you're driving, and that's not cool. So we'll continue to chuck the bolts in, put it all back together, and then that'll be it for today. Alright, once you've got all your bottom bolts in and these bolts on the side, don't forget your top bolts. Make sure you chuck them in. So one goes in the left between them two ones, and then there's one that goes in there. Oh yep. Alright, just goes down there, and that's great. That's really cool. I'll try my best to get that one out later. Then that one goes in there, and then that one goes in there. Right, after taking the front bar off again, we're back in business. We've got it back. Now I'll be able to put it back in again. Annoying little pain in the ass. Seems to be a common theme with this car, and dropping things into places where it's hard to get. So this one will be the first one to get tightened up because of its behaviour. Boom. That one's not going anywhere. So we'll continue to put them other three in, and we'll be good to go. Alright, she's done dusted, new oil, new filter. Happy days. All front bars back on. And tomorrow, just give it a wash, and I might do the fuel filter as well, because goodness knows when that's been changed. So yeah, that's basically how you service a FG, or well, any Falcon really. They're all pretty much the same, except some have got turbos on them, some don't. Front bar's pretty similar on all of them. I'm just going to give the engine bay a bit of a clean up. It's got a bit of oil residue on there, and yeah, we'll just give it a wipe over with some orange agent from Bowden's, so just make it nice and clean again. Alright, well, there you have it guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just a short little one about just doing some basic servicing on your vehicle. Obviously, if you've got an air filter, you want to make sure that you service that as well. My pod filter's in its box, although I only serviced it, well, it's actually a new pod filter that I put on maybe 1,000 kilometers ago, if that. So that's fine, it won't need to be serviced for another couple thousand Ks. I'll check at it, make sure it's alright, but that's about it. Anyway guys, I hope you have a good one. I'll see you at the next video.